We are
This
back.
thing is almost 100 years old.
We're back in black.
Yeah.
Ew, that's weird. It doesn't, like,
Yeah,
1920 is
Yeah,
going to be...
when you think
ugh.
about it.
Wow.
I was looking... This is so stupid, but the other day, when we flew into France, getting off the plane, they had this, charity, and they were talking about when you exchange your money into francs or euros or whatever, they don't accept spare change. So all your spare change, you're not going to be able to exchange it. You can donate it, and really, this is what they're saying in the charity. They're like, to you, it's just pocket change, but to a child in Africa, it's a blanket, it's food for a month, it's a roof over their head. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to hold on to my change. Thanks. But later on, when I got home, I was looking at my change, and I was thinking, like, to be an American, you really are so filthy rich. Because I was looking at 5 pennies in my hand, and I was like, there are some families in this world that would spend 10 hours working in a fucking dingy, smoke-filled factory just to get these 5 pennies. And then I threw them on the floor of my room, and they all, like, rolled under my bed. And I was just like, that's the extent of 5 pennies to me. As an American, the wealth is just flowing out of me, and I don't even have to think about it.
How many times
down
have you
that bowl.
guys vacuumed the floor and you see a dime and it's like, it's not worth 10 cents for me to pick that up?
Oh, I always pick up silver.
I had the pile of 5 pennies, and I had a pile of euros that was just as tall as the 5 pennies. The stacks were no bigger than one another, and I was like, this brown stack, dinner and a roof over a head for a family for one night. This silver stack, dinner and a roof over a head for 2 months.
Yeah.
And I threw them both on the ground, and I was just like, I'm so rich. I felt at once really good about myself. Like, I'm fucking filthy rich. I don't need to be a billionaire to feel like I'm like Scrooge McDuck. But then on the other hand, I was like, but I really am like Scrooge McDuck because I have like all this money compared to these families that are dying. But then I started like
you're just laughing. You're just laughing through this whole conversation.
Wow.
well, I was having this conversation with myself.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
else am I gonna do? But then I started like looking at the coins.
absurdity of
Yeah,
it.
new subject. I was like, yeah, man, these coins are cool. And then I was like, some people are just really into coins, and I don't get it. But then I was like looking at this quarter, minted in 1971, and I was like, this quarter though, 14 years older than I am. Seen so much more stuff, and now I'm looking at this. It's like almost 100 years old.
Yeah.
Cool. Very
How
cool.
many pockets
All right,
were
so
that?
to
Walked
renew this
around.
conversation, this coin here, almost 100 years old, could feed maybe a whole village of people in Africa. What's this worth? I don't know. Silver?
I don't know. Is it silver?
Is it pure silver?
Maybe.
Yeah, it said in the thing. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Let's all do it. Let's all do it and feel like Scrooge McDucks together.
No way, man. Aww.
I'm so rich. Good job, everyone, all at once.
Derrick made it rain.
Unified.
I'm like a sultan. I don't care about the common people.
There was a time
You know,
when,
like all sultans say.
Yeah, I know.
like the famous Sultan said.
I know how the Sultans do.
But when Freud's boys showed up. There was a time during high school where every single day Brandon would come back from lunch with whatever, he would get like 75 cents worth of change back from whatever he bought, and he would just throw it.
Either that or in the trash can.
At the trash can. And I'd be like, why do you do that? And he's like, I hate carrying around change.
I hate carrying around change.
So what I would do is every day, it wasn't even like a nickel. He'd throw, it would be like 70 cents plus. Every single day, I was around him so much that I would just go get it. And by the end of like that semester, I remember, I think I bought a bunch of video games. Like it was enough to where it was like, I'm making multiple.
You throw quarters on the ground?
Yeah.
Quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think
know.
so many
I made
people,
money off of them.
You know, there's this
Yeah,
whole,
so Sean.
it's been an ongoing debate for a while, just everything about like Wall Street and the state of America and
Yeah.
the economy and like the rich versus the poor. And, you know, living in America, we're all fucking rich. We're all fucking filthy rich.
Not all of us.
No, all of us.
In comparison to
In
people in the
comparison,
slums
to,
Yeah.
and
in
stuff,
comparison
yeah.
to the rest of the world, all
To
of
parts
us.
of the world.
All right. Well, maybe not Garrett compared to the rest of the world.
Well, I'm agreeing with you. It's
That's all I realized. I feel really lucky. think we should all just take a moment, count our blessings.
Well, I mean, you watch
our pennies.
District 9, and those were filmed in actual slums that were recently abandoned. Like, that was someone's actual home, not a set, and it was like...
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
awful. Like, people lived like that. That's so crazy.
There's a
That
show,
sucks.
there's a new show, it's very fascinating. I don't know if it's on like the History Channel. My dad's been DVRing it and I've been watching it with him. But it's called The Men Who Built America. And it talks about the richest people in America in like the 1800s, like the Industrial Revolution. And it talks about like Andrew Carnegie created steel mills and would employ a bunch of people in steel mills. And the living conditions of the people who worked in those steel mills back then, they show pictures of the slums in America. It is insane. Imagine a hobo built a shanty for himself, like out of wood that he found on the ground. And now imagine he built it to be 3 stories and there were like 35 people living in it.
Oh my god.
The pictures they show of these like American slums, these
Crazy.
like working conditions, it'll blow your mind.
Like Gangs of New York kind of has the
Worst-
sets are like that.
You would never imagine America ever looked like that or had any conditions like that. Ever.
Think about how that was about 120 years ago.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean,
Wasn't even that long ago.
I mean, does that not blow your mind? That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's
Good
like
show.
that's 4 generations.
Yeah. It's like your
The
great
progress
This coin
of
was
our...
around for the flappers. People were throwing these at flappers.
What a
What's a flapper?
to
It's like girls in the roaring 20s would dress up like...
Well, the dress is called a
dancers.
flapper, right?
No, the girls were called flappers, I thought.
I thought they called that type of dress a flapper.
No, the girl.
The girls were flappers.
Oh, really? What'd they flap around with?
The dress.
They're
They're fucking
they're
pussies,
cooches.
Derrick.
Mm.
They're Laffy Taffy.
Yeah.
Laffy Taffy.
I know what you mean. Shake that Laffy Taffy, girls.
This this coin was around for Prohibition.
Oh, shit.
Nucky Thompson?
Nucky.
Oh, wow. Oh, I bet that made a cool noise on the mic, though.
It sounded cool like this.
There you go.